Hello everyone, and welcome to my video. My name is Sarthin, and I'm playing EverQuest on an emulated server called EZServer. And basically all the content that I have made and are making in the coming weeks and months will be about this server. I've already started at least on making somewhat of a guide to the server. So if you haven't watched the two videos that I'm showing you here, you wanna watch them first. Uh, at least, especially the first part where I talk a bit generally about the server, the rules, what the server is all about. It's a boxing server, so uh, we do have one solo guild at the moment with a few people that just want to try and see how far they can get with teaming up, but with just playing one character like the P99 and stuff. But this is, for all intents and purposes, a boxing server, and while a lot of you may think that it's a lot of work, it could be technically hard to play 12, 20, 30 characters. Um, what I was hoping for when I made this video that I'm showing you here is to show you how easy it actually is. It's not technically hard at all, and you can basically rely on just a few, two, three, maybe four hotkeys to make this work. Um, so if you haven't already, make sure you jump in and check these videos out where I talk about the server and how to set up your characters for playing on this server. Um, I also have a part 2 here, and I'll continue these with part 3, 4, 5, and so on, with tricks and tips and stuff. But for the video that I'm making today, and for the video series that I'm planning to make with the start of this video, I'll concentrate on two things mainly. First off, I will hopefully this will act as a guide for you when you start off on the server. I plan on showing the starting zones, the important items that you need, the important quests that you need to focus on at some point, and basically an introduction to the server. And the other part is that I will showcase all the custom content. I will not go into great detail on every zone and all the content that we have on EZServer, but I will showcase every zone during this EZServer guide series, and hopefully it'll be useful to you all. So starting off, let's jump into the game here. I'm not, I'm known for, making these videos much longer than they probably could have. So, but, it is, it is what it is. I talk a lot, but this is Surefull Glade. And when you make a new character on EZServer, this is the zone that you will be transported to when you start. So here we are, and I'll start by introducing you to some of the NPCs that we have on the server. Over here we have the newbie guild master, where you can get a free guild tag. You can also form your own guild on the EZServer forums by entering the guild request thread and ask for the creation of a guild there. We also have sometimes we have real money donations open, in which case you'll receive credits if you make a donation. And in here on this NPC, you have a list of various reward items that you can buy if you made any donations. Like a lot of these are not necessarily something you have to have. But a lot of people find especially this one useful, which is a raid click where you summon all your characters to your current location. So yeah, you can check this out eventually as well. Also, we have the epic quest vendor because on this server we have epic quests in terms of epic augments, which you can socket into your well, a lot of the weapons on the server you can socket them into. So you will have to deal with this guy here many times. We also have the newbie merchant, and I'll take you through the few items that I think will be of interest for you to know about. So first off, we have the magic box, which serves many purposes on this server. We use this magic box quite a lot when combining different ingredients and items to make new items or weapons. So this is something that you will definitely use during your entire stay on the server. So that's the magic box. We also have this here, which is a weapon augment for warriors, which will proc some damage and some increased hate. So you definitely want to use this on your warrior. So snag one of these as well when you visit the merchant, at least when you get some money. There are also a few other items that I should mention as well. We have the newbie items here. The first one with just some minor stats, but it has a click effect to teleport you back to this starting city. And we also have the newbie item version 2, which will gate you to Nexus, which is another city, the most commonly used city for the players on this server. And this item also serves the purpose in the quest lines for making the ultimate charms, the first one as well. So yeah, that's worth mentioning. There's also two items here that I want to show you. These don't cost anything, so you should just buy these two on all your characters. It's the summon banker and summon teleporter. I'll show you quick how these work. So this is the summon banker, which will summon an NPC that will, open your bank. So that is usually very handy in many situations. And then we have the teleporter, the pocket porter. You just summon this one up and hail her, and you will get access to the menu showing all the zones. Here are all the custom zones on the server currently. The zones that you're not high enough level to enter will be red. And then you can just, click on where you want to go and, get on with it. So that's the items that I recommend getting at the beginning from the newbie vendor. So moving over here, we have the ability to train some disciplines and stuff, and we have the level 70 spells here. Some of them are actually quite useful, even in the end game. So definitely check these ones out and hail them and train your spells. And over here we have some low level quests, um, which you can do. A bit further out in the video, I'll be talking about the first step on this server, namely leveling from level 1 to level 70, which is basically something that most people just want to do really quick. Because it's first when you get to level 70 that the custom content on the server starts. But you can do it in different ways, and I'll get back to that a bit later after I have introduced some of the key NPCs and quests. So I'm just gonna have this one waiting for a while, and let's move a bit further over here because there are a few more NPCs that I would like to show you. Keeper of the Ages. She is she is a quest giver that makes some of the really good items on the server. I'll show them. I have mine maxed. So eventually, not in the beginning, but eventually, she will be key in making these two items. The Ring of the Ages, which starts at rank 1 and ends on rank 1000. which has a lot of good stats and hit point increases here. This is a server with with high values on hit points and damage and all that. So if you like that, this is definitely the place to give a go. And she also uh, is part in making the airing of the Brutal Ages, which adds a lot of DPS as well. You have one version for the melee classes, which adds some minimum damage modifier for your weapons. And also there is another one for the airing of the Mystic Ages for the casters, which adds a serious amount of spell damage. So she will definitely be an NPC that you will, you know, um, use eventually when you get to the point where you want to upgrade those items that I just showed you. You can have some free custom surnames here. A lot of these NPCs you can find in all the three cities, namely Nexus, Stone Hive, and here in Surefall Glade. So moving on, we have the buff bot where you can hail her and get some free buffs, just some low level buffs. And also we have a universal teleporter who is like the same as I showed you with a summon teleporter. You just hail her and she can teleport you around to the different zones. You can just type wherever you want to go. So if I want to go to Vation's Peak, I just type Vation and hit enter and you will get ported there. So here we have a character that I'll explain a little bit about leveling up on this server because uh, you know this server really starts when you hit level 70. So when you hit level 70, you will not gain any more experience by killing mobs. So you might as well just switch over to 100% AA because you will definitely need AA abilities for a lot of different stuff on the server. This NPC is here because when you have completed a tier with all the requirements, you will go over to this NPC here and hail her, and she will bring you up to a new level. In which case then you can visit a new zone. So leveling from 70 to 71, you will be able to get access to the new zones that are level 71 required. So I'm going to show you the two other cities as well because there are some additions to this starting city in the two other cities. So first off, I'm going to show you Nexus. Nexus is the most commonly used city on EZServer for meeting up, trades, events, start, ends, and whatnot. So this is Nexus, and a lot of people are gathering here, so there can be lag. But anyways, in addition to all the NPCs that I showed you in the starting zone in Surefall Glade, we have a few other NPCs here as well. I will show some of them to you now, and I will introduce some of them to you later on in the following videos. I guess first up, I want to show you these two. Melwith and Hyacinth. They each have a quest where you can do, and you can read up about the quests in here, what you need to farm to complete the quest. And the reason why people are doing these quests is because whenever you complete the quest, you can enter and you can train your melee skills or your casting skills. If you are a melee class, you want to do the Fighter's Guild quest, and you want to hail this guy here and train up all your skills to the max. And if you're a caster, you want to do the Caster's Guild quest. and at the same time you will be able to enter the caster skill hall and train up your casting skills there as well. So this is definitely not something that you need to do. Um, you don't need to do this to begin with. You can, you can wait, and you can do. It can be a bit tedious, especially if you run a lot of characters. So, do it a little bit here and a little bit there. It's up to you really, because there is an alternative, which I was actually planning on showing before I went to Nexus. But anyways, we have the practice dummies here. So if you're just content with training your weapon skills here, you can just keep attacking this guy here, this dummy here, and train up your weapon skills or casting skills. So that is a possibility as well. But moving back to Nexus, I also wanted to show you another NPC that is tied to a very important quest, which is the name of the NPC is MacGyver, and he will send you out on a mission to do the Crafter's Guild quest, which is quite long and takes a while to do it, but it is definitely worth the time. But it's not something that you need to do in the beginning, but at some point you definitely want to do this quest for all your characters. And I'll tell you why in a short bit. You can find some information here on how to complete the quest. And once you have completed the quest, you'll be able to enter the Crafter's Guild zone. And this is the place where you can make some unique items. You have the ultimate weapons, which is the go-to weapons for all classes on EZServer. You will also be able to make the Shield of the Ages, which adds some mitigation clicky buff here for you. It's not that one. It's I don't have it on even. There we go. So it adds some mitigation, so you will not take as hard hits as you would without it. So this is definitely mandatory at some point, but it's not something that you need to worry about when you just started playing on the server. It'll come eventually. Same with the ultimate weapons. There's also another NPC over here where you can use your AA points to upgrade a mask. The Mask of Experience. It starts on rank 1 and ends on rank 1000. And basically it adds a bonus experience rate. So you can see here it increases the experience rate by 1 and up to 1000. So that is something that you definitely want to do at some point as well. But also it's not something that you do when you've just started playing on the server. Here we have the Crafter Merchant, and in here you can find the recipe books for some custom armor, mana necklace, which is really nice for the casters. It adds a lot of spell damage bonus. So there is a lot of good reasons why you wanna get all your characters in here eventually. There are also strike augments which you can make by using some of the items that this merchant has, mainly for your melee classes, your DPS classes. I mean, melee classes where you can add you can create some augments for your weapons that procs some damage, direct damage. So it's really nice, especially for the DPS melee classes to create these and add some extra DPS. So it's just a really quick intro to this zone. We also have a third city, and there's also something unique about this city, Stone Hive. And what's unique about it is it also, along with all the two other cities that I've shown you, it also has the same, NPCs where you can, level up, grab some quests. There are some quest NPCs here that I will get back to later on. So you'll have basically the same NPCs as in the other two starting cities, but there is one addition, which I will show you if I can get my barbarian butt down here. we have the Hive Queen. And the Hive Queen is a vendor actually, um, where you can use Hive Shards, which is a currency that you will earn when you're doing expeditions. So you have these small expeditions where you can they're described here. So like the Blood Moon Temple is one of them. So these are small expeditions which can be, you know, completed pretty quickly, and you can redo them as many times as you wish. And whenever you complete an expedition, you'll earn some of these Hive Shards. And when you have enough Hive Shards, you can buy some augments that can be very useful. Right now, the Hive Queen is just listing the the available the augments that are available to me as a warrior. So basically, here you have I can show you the ones that I already have here, which is the ultimate protection, which adds some increased chance to dodge, parry, and block. And we also have the hate stomp, which is actually it's mandatory for your tank. It increases your hate, and it also deals some direct damage as well. So at some point you definitely want to run through these expeditions and earn hive shards to be able to, you know, make and upgrade these ultimate these ultimate augments. As you can see, I have some here. You have different ultimate augments for the different classes. So there are quite a few useful ones. And you can read more about them in the wiki page, on the wiki page as well. So that is the third starting city. So I've just run really quickly through them now, and hopefully it'll be a bit helpful if you just, you know, started playing, or if you're just, you know, thinking of starting to play here and you just want to, you know, get a grasp on what this server is all about in the beginning. So now I will move over to the leveling part. So let me just make a few adjustments here, and we'll get going on the first start of the server. Alright, so we are back in Sherful Glade now, and off to the next part of this introduction to the EZServer. And that is to get your character from level 1 to level 70. And while there are many ways to do that, I'm mainly going to cover the, you know, the fast method, which most people prefer. But that is not to say that it's the only way to do it. I mean, if you, I mean, people play EverQuest for different reasons, and you know, you may be in a situation where you want to, you know, relive some of the old zones, and you just want to, you know, get your group going, and you know, try some of the old zones for the nostalgia of it. So you can do that as well, or you can hail these guys here and do the quests as well. So you know, that is a possibility, and you know, it's kind of up to you how you wanna get to level 70. But just know that it, you know, the server is created for the content that is made from level 70 and up. So right now I'm just going to cover the fast route to level 70. So I would start by grouping all my characters up. If I have more than 6 characters, I would just make a raid, because you will not get any experience penalty by forming a raid for your characters. So make a group if you have 6. If you have more, you just make a raid out of it, and then it's time to get some buffs. And I'm not talking about the buffs that you get from the buff NPC over here, the buff bot, but I'm talking about the buffs that the other players on the server can give you. Most notably, the hit point buffs, and the most important one is the incinerating aura, which can be given by a higher level mage to you, or many of the higher level players have completed a quest that gives you this nice reward. Basically what it does, let me just Let me just remove all these buffs first. Basically what this item does is it adds a lot of buffs to you. And this is an item that you can mass group buff. So we have a lot of helpful players here on the server that can, you know, that from now and then just throws out some buffs in the in usually in Nexus. They will, announce in out of character that okay, I'm gonna do some mass group buffs here in Nexus or something. So I would make use of them, and make sure I get the hit point buffs, the experience buffs that you can get, and the incinerating aura. And as soon as all your characters get the higher level buffs, I would go to, well, you can choose different zones. I normally just go to Nagafin's lair, to Soldung B. Um, and whenever I get in here, I just, this is always a bit awkward, I remember. Okay, I choose the right, right way. Sometimes you just end up zoning out to Lava Storm. Anyways, when you get in here buffed up with your damage shield and your hit point buffs, even at level 1, basically all you need to do is grab your tank and just, run around in here. Grab as many mobs as you can. Just run around, go all crazy, and grab as many mobs as you can. And, the damage shield will take care of the rest. It will kill the mobs pretty quickly, and you will level up, in just a matter of minutes, really. And when you get to level, what is it, level 40? Let me just double check so I don't say anything wrong here. I think level 45 or 46, it's time to move on to a new zone, Plane of Fire. Let me see here. Yeah, level 45. When you get to level 45, you can just move to Plane of Fire, and you can continue with this method of leveling. As long as you have some hit point buffs and the incinerating aura, you can, just go a bit crazy in here. There are a lot of mobs in here. You can see there's, yeah, over 600 mobs in here. So basically what you do is when you get these buffs on, you just run around here with your tank. Make sure you have all the other your other characters in the zone as well in your raid, and you basically just go around. I guess if you're low level, these NPCs might stun you a bit, but just ignore that, and you will have no. As long as you have been buffed with some higher level buffs, there's no problem. Surviving the hits of these mobs. So gather a lot of them around you. Make sure that let the damage shield take care of the rest. So let me just check here what the damage shield does in damage for me. I get some bonuses here as well, but you can see here. So yeah, the damage shields adds a lot of damage. So you should have no problems getting to level 70 from 45 to 70 here in a matter of minutes maybe, or depending on how long you have to wait for getting a buff. Also, actually, some of these buffs don't last as long on lower level players than higher level players that has, items with increased buff timers and stuff. But, this is the fastest way to do it, really. Picking these zones, getting the damage shield buffs, and, run around, because basically EZServer is not about leveling from 1 to 70. But, you can make that a whole different ball game if you want to. There's nothing that prevents you from, leveling up the old way and stuff if that's what you want to do before you get going on the main route on this server. So yeah, that is from 1 to 70 quickly. So I'll stop it there, and we'll move over to the next topic. Alright, so we've gone through the leveling part from 1 to 70 and how to do that efficiently. Also, we've seen the different cities and what they have to offer. And now, before moving on to the actual progression on the server, I wanted to introduce something that will be very beneficial for you when you are playing. And that is the ability to create instances. Bear in mind that it does cost platinum to create instances. The lower level zones is not very expensive, but you know, the higher you get, the higher in tiers, the more it'll cost. The only exception is if you have donated to the server and you've spent your credits that you get for donating to buy this free waypoint. It's a reward item that basically lets you create instances for free. So what is an instance? Uh, I think it's explained pretty good in on the wiki as well, but I'll give a quick explanation now. It's basically an instance that's bound to you for the zone that you're in. Some of the zones you can create instances for remotely. Like right now, I am in Nexus and I can type create instance. I have to type, if I want a guild, raid, or soul instance, I can type create raid instance soul B, for instance. I'll use that instance to show you why this is really beneficial, and it's good to know about this from the start. You see, I didn't get any warning now when I created this instance. If you don't have the item that I just showed you, it'll input some message about, are you sure you want to create instance? And it'll also say how much it will cost in terms of platinum used to you know, create instance. The reason why it's so beneficial to know about and to take advantage of instances is that a lot of the stuff you need to do on the server is farming name spawns. They may be rare spawns, and they may not always drop the items you need. And the ability to create instances actually makes you able to, you know, farm different versions of the same zone to, you know, get it done more efficiently. Like you have a higher chance of finding whatever you want if you have like 3 instances of the same zone, and you can, you know, cycle around, kill the bosses in all the 3 zones, and see how that works out. So as you can see right now, I created a raid instance, and we'll go in there and hopefully I can show you in practice how we do this. Maybe I should just shrink myself down a bit first and choose the right path. Alright, so now it's been a few years since I went up to the 3D Lord, but I'll make that pass now if I can do it. You know, just as an example, the only reason why I chose that boss is because that is one of the, oh, there's a named. I'm definitely choosing the wrong path here now. Yeah, there we go. It's been so many years since I've done this. So, but okay, basically just get over here, and the Lord should be up here. If he's not up, I can kill the placeholder, and I can move on to a new instance of the same zone. So let's see here, we have the placeholder up. So while just having one instance of this zone, it does take a while for him to respawn, and there's a lot of waiting, and you know, that's fine as well. But what you can do if you want to speed things up is by taking advantage of the creation of instances. So like right now I can create a guild instance, and when I click that one, I'll pop into new instance. And another good thing about it is that I'll appear right where I left off. So as we can see, I'm not lucky here either. It's still only the placeholder up. But you know, you can do this, and there is also another thing you can do. And that also costs money. You can repop the instance. So right now I have 2 instances. I have a raid and a guild instance of this zone. So I can cycle between them, until the boss is up, until I get the item that I need. And I can also type repop instance like this. It will repop the instance, all the mobs will respawn, and obviously I'll be ported back to the zone in, but I can make my run back, and I'll give it another go. Obviously you can just stay here and check, and as you can see here right now, the Lord is up. So he just spawned, so I can just run back and kill him, get the item that I need for one of the, I can't actually remember which of the quests it was, Casters or Fighter's Guild. It's one of those. You need the items of one of the items of the Lord here. So that is basically the reason why creating of instances is really beneficial when you start playing on this server. So as I said, bear in mind it does cost some money. It also costs money to repop the instance, but it'll prompt what the cost is before you click yes. Make sure you have, money to spend if you wanna make the farming more efficient. I'm not going to go into any further details on the instances now. I just mainly wanted to make a quick introduction to it and let you know that it's a very efficient way of farming stuff. So you can read more about it on the wiki page, along with all the different commands you need to invite other people and so on. So the easy way to invite people into your instance is by typing instance list, and you can just click open here. If you just click open here, anyone can type the command to join you by saying enter guild Sarthin and Soldan B, for instance, in this instance. So that is instancing, and now I'll move on to the progression part of the server, going through zone by zone, and I'll be a bit more thorough in the beginning with the start, and when we get to the higher tiers, I'm just gonna make some quick highlights and more or less showcase the zones, because I don't want to spoil too much either. A lot of the fun is actually figuring stuff out yourself and what to do and stuff. And also a lot of the things that I'm showing you and talking about is also very explained very good in the wiki. So let's move on now to the main thing that you need to do after you have leveled to 70, and that is to start on the epic quest line.